Yeah, man, it's Saturday. It is Saturday. This is the Trigger Yogi live stream. We are streaming live on Twitch. This is our first week on Twitch. That's why we went horizontal. I know Twitch is a horizontal, but I think I'm going to go back to vertical. I don't know. I just like the live stream vertical. I'm also going to start live streaming next week on TikTok. I've heard some good things about TikTok live, so I'm going to figure out how to set that up. And I know TikTok live is a vertical um, kind of platform and stuff. So I'm going to jump on TikTok live. I think we're going to go back to vertical next week. What's up, Jay Hud? How we doing? Happy Saturday. Good morning. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. Um, Small wins, baby. Did you collect them? Did you collect some small wins? We've been talking about small wins this week. And I'm distracted right now because I'm trying to find somebody's account that someone tagged me in yesterday because they are a streamer and this person's a comedian that I do know, and they are a streamer, and I just want to hit that person up and get some intel. You know what I'm saying? I just need a little bit of intel how to navigate. I also want to ask somebody that is a streamer, like, how much should I be streaming? I know I stream an hour a day or 30 minutes an hour a day, but I don't think I'm streaming enough to build a following. And I've been streaming for about 4 months, and I just don't think I'm streaming enough. But I'm also not a gamer either. But maybe I need to start learning how to play video games so I could be a streamer and build a following. I don't know. I want to ask somebody. Oh, there goes the camera. Here it comes. It's coming back. We're back. So, Jay Hud, I am really trying to figure it out. I got to find this person's account because where is it, man? Yeah, my friend was like, I'm gonna tag you in one of his posts. I was just like, why don't you just send me his profile? Because you tagged me in his post and now I can't find. Now I can't find it. Let me just. All right. Small wins. Listen, let's talk about it. Yes. Mostly it seems like people want to use the space. Yoga Leroy Studios. I have been getting people asking about the space and using the space. And the month of March, I am opening up the space for podcasts and streaming shows for $30 an hour. So that has been the small win. My goal is to, by summertime, have a stream of income from other people using the space that is going to help support the studio and my fam. You know what I'm saying? So that's the goal. I'm also working on my hour special about being a dad. That's going to be on, I'm doing my hour special on the day before Father's Day. I'm doing an hour special. Or maybe it won't be an hour. Maybe it'll be like 30 minutes or 45 minutes. I don't know. I haven't put it all on its feet yet, but I'm starting to craft it. I'm starting to craft it. I'm going into open mics and I'm working out these jokes. So I want to talk about a joke that has been developing and has rubbed some people the wrong way. And and this is a small win for me. So the interesting thing about my comedy, and I've experienced this for a long period of time, um, people, when I'm on stage, interesting enough, a lot of open mic comedians that really don't even have a good idea of stand up yet. They're just kind of, a lot of open mic comedians are like tourists, right? There's a lot of open mic comedians that aren't really there to do stand up. Maybe they want to be like a speaker. Maybe they want to just find their voice, but they're not really doing, they don't really want to do stand up, or they don't really see themselves as somebody that is going to be able to make a living doing comedy. Now, the interesting thing about these people is they'll be in the space and someone will be working on a joke and they will forget that they, in fact, are tourists in a place where people are crafting jokes, because these are actually comics that do see a time where they'll make money doing stand up. And their intention is not just to find their voice, their intention is to find their act and to polish jokes. And the people that are tourists will forget, like, oh, I'm a tourist. And they'll start getting upset with some things that is happening on stage, even though this is an open mic space where people are looking for the comedy, right? The comics are looking for the comedy. This happens to me quite a bit. People get upset, mostly tourists, mostly people that don't have an act, they're not really funny, they get on stage, and everybody knows them. Everybody knows. And I wonder if these people understand that we know you're not a comedian. You're not even close. You're a tourist. You are somebody that might be there just to gain confidence. Might be that you could have been dared. You probably, a lot of people say this, and I don't even think it's a joke. I can't afford therapy, so I come here. And it could be that. Those are tourists. Those aren't comedians. I don't even call those open mic comedians. I don't call you an open mic comedian. I call you a comedy tourist. So a lot of these comedy tourists fall into my get upset with certain things, and they like to let me know either passive aggressively or aggressively. Like I've had comics, talk shit behind my back to other comics about my act and whatnot. Man, I want to say this one girl's name so bad, but I'm not. But yeah, she's a dummy. Um, so this week I had a comedy tourist come up to me after a mic and talk about one of the jokes I had about my son, and she, very passive aggressively let me know that she was not a fan of the joke. And I'm calling this a small win. And it's all about perception, how you choose to, and honestly, like, so I would, I have, and I would, and I probably will again, because we have good days and we have bad days, have gotten upset about people being passive aggressive to me and like kind of shitting on me when I'm just trying to work out jokes. But forever, whatever reason, I was in a good place when she came up to me, and it was beneficial. It was actually beneficial because this is a joke that it is a very polarizing joke. I'm talking about my son and how he revealed that he was depressed, and and yeah, I don't really want to get into the punchline, but it's a sensitive joke. It's a sensitive joke. I understand that. So, but this joke has been working. But it is like a very it's a tiptoe. Like the dance is like this joke is a dance. And I've asked my son when I first started writing this joke, I asked my son, I was like, hey bro, I'm gonna start telling this joke. And this is what I do. This is what I do with all my jokes about my son and about my wife. I once I think a joke is funny, I'm like, oh man, that's a funny joke. First thing I do is go to my son or go to my wife. I don't tell a lot of jokes about my wife because she doesn't have a good sense of humor. Now my son does. It's not fun if you don't have a sense of humor, to be honest. Like if you're like my family. It's not fun. Like honestly, like not to jump around, but it's why I don't tell jokes about my dad. Now I'm starting to write jokes about my dad because um I'm working on an hour special, and of course I gotta talk about my dad. My dad was he is the reason why I'm this dad. So I have to put him in the in the special. Now, he doesn't get me. My dad doesn't get me. My mom doesn't get me. My brother used to get me, but we don't talk anymore. My sister kind of gets me, but we don't talk anymore. But my dad does not get me at all. He doesn't even think I should be doing stand-up comedy. He doesn't find me funny. Um and I've had jokes about him in the past. Recently, I had a joke about him watching the Steelers over watching my stream, and he got so offended by it. So that's a tricky thing. Like if you don't have a sense of humor when it comes to like my comedy, I was just like, man, I'd just rather not even, you know. But now I have a dilemma because I'm working on a hour special about being a dad. So I actually have been calling my dad and being like, can I tell you that? So now I'm doing this with my dad. Calling my dad and like, Dad, I'm working on our special. I know you don't find me funny at all, but here's a joke. Here's the joke I'm working on. And the last time I did that, he actually laughed. So that was a good day. But yeah, I don't talk about my wife very often because she is just a very literal person. I mean, as literal as they come. My wife is as literal as they come, and um she doesn't get like into windows, or she just doesn't get certain, like yesterday. She got so up like, and I saw, and this was comedy in itself. This was comedy in itself. I said therapy is making me gay. And yo, 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 when I, bro, bro, when I looked at her face after I said that, she looked, she, her face, the expression on her face was like she was visualizing me being attracted to men. Like, like she's a very literal person. It, it's sometimes it's torture being in a home where I can't tell jokes because they fall on deaf ears. Like she's she's the Helen Keller of jokes. Like she can't see him, she can't hear him. Period. She is the Helen Keller of jokes. So I don't tell jokes about my wife um too much anymore. But I do tell jokes about being married, because okay. Now, my son does think I'm funny, and because he's a fan. My son's a fan, and I'm trying to keep him as a fan. You understand what I'm saying? I'm trying to keep my son as a fan, so I've been, running these jokes by him. And plus, I don't. The last thing I want to do is embarrass my son. all the things that people see on Instagram, and I have gotten a lot of people getting upset about some of my posts. I we Me and my son do them together. He approves on all of the stuff that I'm putting out there because I don't want to embarrass my son. But people are still in my comments talking about how I'm a bad dad and this is not how you parent and blah blah blah. Meanwhile, this is a comedy sketch. Man. So I say all that. This was very long winded. I say all that to say this young lady that got upset about my joke that came out, I saw it as a small win because it made me talk to my son about this joke again. I, I asked my son, I was like, I've been working on this joke. I have gotten a lot of good feedback, but today I got some negative feedback. Stop, Belle. It's annoying. It's licking. She's just licking. Just licking, 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 licking. I can't stand it. J Hud. Can't stand it. That's why I wanted to ask you, how did things go last night? Did you sleep on the couch last night? Uh did I? No, nope, I didn't sleep on the couch last night. Things are fine, man. Things are fine. I let things go now, like I try to be the first one. I'm usually the first one to try to make amends, especially with my wife, because my wife is solid. That's number one. She works really hard. She holds us down, you know. She deserves some grace. We are two extremely different people. She's white, and I'm black. We come from two different spaces of the world, of reality, of perspective, and a lot of things she just don't get, you know. And it gets to be okay, because this was my choice. This has always been my choice. I've always been the type of person that have liked the opposite of me, right? I've always been that type of person. I like different things. I've always been someone that has dated out of his race, not just white, but Latin and everything. I've dated black women as well too in my younger days, but I've just always been attracted to different things. So, that it comes with the territory when you are in uh interracial relationship. You can't expect your significant other to just understand your perspective on a lot of things, and I find that a lot with my wife, and so sometimes we argue about it, and but at the end of the day, it's just like it don't matter, you know what I'm saying? Like, just let it go. So I always try to make amends first. But back to the small win, I feel I definitely saw this young lady, um um even though it was kind of even though it's uncomfortable to get people to I'm trying to step out of myself and not take offense when someone approaches me with their perspective on why they don't like something that I'm doing, and make it just feedback, especially since I know that she was a tourist, right? So she's actually an audience member. She's not a comedian. She's a comedy tourist, right? She's not trying to be a comic. So me taking her feedback instead of getting upset about her feedback is actually a better way, because this is the type of person that's going to be in the audience watching me, right? So how can I make this joke more digestible for her? So I take it as a small win. It also made me go talk to my son, and I said, "Hey, bro, like I want to talk to you about this joke again because this is a very personal joke for you and for me. But that's what I'm really trying to do with this special. I'm really trying to make it personal and vulnerable. But if this joke makes you uncomfortable, don't feel bad about letting me know, and I won't do the joke." And then he said, yeah, if he said he didn't care about me doing the joke, but not while he was there. And I was like, "Well, it's gonna be at my comedy special. You're gonna be there, and I hope your friends show up too." And he was like, "Yeah, well, if that's the case, then no, don't do the joke." And I was like, "Done. Joke is done. Joke is out." Then the next day, I was taking him to practice, and then he said, "I can do the joke." So my son just wants me to be happy, right? So I'm going to keep on working on the joke, and if I get this joke to be, like, so good, I'm gonna put it in the special, but if it's not where it should be, because this is a very, like, sensitive joke, if it's not, like, really covering all the notes, then I won't put it in the special, and if I do decide to put it in the special, Imma run it by him again. So, um, so there's that. Small wins. Yeah. But J Hud, I do sleep. I like sleeping on the couch because I listen to this meditating these sound bowls on YouTube to go to sleep, and it helps me sleep. And my wife doesn't like listening to it. So I enjoy sleeping on the couch because I get to listen to my sound bowls. But the couch ain't really the best place to sleep. You know what I'm saying? It's not the best place to sleep. So I'm actually trying to sleep. So yesterday I like forced myself, nope, don't sleep on the couch. Go sleep on the bed so you could have a good sleep. I gotta get better with my sleep, man. Sleep is important, especially when you're OG. Oh, come on back down. Come on back down. Mm, appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yeah, no, I'm good. We're good. Family's good. But yeah, life gets confusing, especially when you are in a relationship and your partner is extremely different than you. When me and my wife were dating, people were so confused. I remember dating her, and I worked at a bar during this time, and everybody was just like, "What? Like, you're gonna ruin that sweet, innocent, person." Like, because I was crazy back in the day. I met my wife when I was 27, and I was nuts back then. I was out of my mind. I was a drunk. I was violent. I fought like a lot. So I can understand people's concern because I was wild. But yeah, we're total opposites. I'm an entertainer. She's a nurse. She is a very, very, she is very, very introverted, And I'm introverted too. I'm an introvert too, but I'm an introvert. I'm a extrovert introvert. I'm an introvert extrovert. I'm introverted by nature, but I've developed being able to be an extrovert because of the things I want to do. Stand-up comedy, acting. I continue to say I want to do acting, but I'm not really passionate about acting. If roles came to me, I wouldn't, depending on the roles. You know what I think about, Jay? I think it's just you and me on here. If Tyler Perry booked me for a movie, would I take the role? That's the hardest. Like, I think about this a lot because it's a very hard question to answer. If Tyler Perry is like, I'm putting you in a movie, um, would I take the role? Now, I don't know, Jay, how you feel about Tyler Perry's projects, but I think they're not good. I just watched his new film that is on um Netflix about uh the grandfather driving the kid to college. Oh my goodness, that was a rough watch. And I watched the whole thing. So, I'm not a fan um of any of his projects. I've met Tyler Perry once, I've worked with him once. Little fun fact, I was a stand-in for Tyler Perry and I had to wear the Medea outfit. Something I don't like talking about. I wore the Medea outfit as a stand-in for Tyler Perry. This was several years ago. Um, but that's a question that I sometimes I ask myself, if Tyler Perry booked you for something, and I would like to say no. I would like to say I would turn the role down, but I'm not in a position at all to be turning down roles right now. I want to be in a place, actually, I want to be at a place where I can be like, nah, not doing that. That's where I'm trying to get to, where I'm at a place where I could turn those type of roles down that I'm just like, no, I don't like the style of your writing. I don't like your direction. It's not the light that I want to be, you know, captured in, you know, on a Tyler Perry project. But again, I'm not very passionate about acting anymore. The acting that I do want to do are my own projects. I'm gonna start writing Triggered Yogi series about being a triggered yogi. I'm 50-50 on Tyler Perry. I've seen him live as Medea and went to the movies, but not a huge fan. You know, I really think, well, I think Tyler Perry does really like, I was talking to another friend about like, because we have like Medea, we have Big Mama's House, um, who's the Clumps, the mom from the Clumps, and Tyler. When it comes to these characters of our black superstars putting on old women costumes, Tyler Perry he's at the top. You can't tell me he's not. I mean, he nails that character so well, so well. He nails it. I think one of the big reasons why Tyler Perry's films and Tyler Perry's television shows are hard watches is because he does everything. He writes, he produces, he acts, and he directs. Now, um, I don't think there's anybody that we've ever seen that does that flawlessly. Nope, there is somebody. There is somebody. Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller. And unfortunately, Tyler Perry just doesn't nail it. Like, but what you talk about, like Ben Stiller has done projects where he's written, he's directed, and he's acted in. Tropic Thunder comes to mind, and that movie was a classic. So it is a very hard thing to do. I don't think Tyler Perry executes it well, but there's elements of all Tyler Perry's productions that he does do really well at. And one of the things that Tyler Perry does extremely well at is play that Medea character. Um, I don't even necessarily think Tyler Perry is a terrible director. I don't think he's a bad director. I don't think he's a good writer. Um, if he would just get like some good writers, it might like hit the level of his productions might turn up. But Tyler Perry has so much success with everything that he's doing. Why would he ever change? Why would he ever switch it up? So, so that's really that. But yeah, 50-50. Yeah, I mean, I could understand going to see his plays and be and really falling in love with him because he's so good at that character. And a play is one scene, I mean, one stage is, the scene can change, but it's like not a lot of move. It's different than a film. And yeah, that's how Tyler Perry really got on with his plays. All right, man. All right, J Hud. We hit the 30-minute mark. I got some editing to do. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Think I'm gonna go back to vertical next week. Going to figure out how to stream on TikTok live. That's my next move. That's why I love as actors that can become characters like Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence, but character actors. Tyler doesn't do it for me. Yeah, yeah. Um, I think Tyler Perry is able to really nail the Medea character, but as far as an actor, um, I don't really think he's that great. But yeah, my favorite. I mean, my favorite is Eddie Murphy. I think Eddie Murphy is just his character. I mean, he could play everybody. He could do voice like he could do everybody's voice. Like Eddie Murphy's just so talented, so talented. I wonder if Eddie Murphy has written and directed any of the films that he's been in. I honestly find that some of these big stars, one of their gifts is delegating the it's like, yeah, this is Eddie Murphy. Yeah, I could, I could be like, I'm directing Beverly Hills Cop, but I'm not going to because I want this to be as good as it can be. So I'm going to get a director, you know. I just don't really think Tyler Perry, I think he's so committed to just doing the same thing and he's happy with his results. Why wouldn't he be? He's gotten some fantastic results. He's happy with his audience. Why wouldn't he be? He's built a huge audience. So he's just like, just gonna keep doing, and he likes to do everything. He likes to do it all. He likes to write it. He likes to produce it. He likes to act in it, and he likes to direct it. He likes to be the boss of all the things. I'm more of somebody that would like to delegate the certain things to really talented people and let me slide into the thing that I'm the best at. Like I'd rather do the thing that I'm the best at. Sure, I know how to direct, sure I know how to write, but what am I the best at? Like maybe I'm the best at acting. So let me just do the acting. Let me get a writer or co-write with somebody and let me get a director or co-direct with somebody. Um, that's who I would be. But, is what it is. All right, Jay Hud, I appreciate you tuning in. I'm going to I'm not sure if I'm going to tap in tomorrow or not. I haven't decided. I've been skipping every other day this week. Um Tomorrow I definitely got to get to church, man. I haven't been in church in a couple of weeks. Yeah, Martin Lawrence is hilarious. Yeah, I hear you on that. All right, Jay Hud, have a fantastic Saturday. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tapping in. I might jump on here for a little bit tomorrow. Um, Check out Comedy Fitness Live. We're gonna be on Kick on Monday, 7:30. and keep collecting those small wins. I'll see you guys. Peace.